It was a quiet Monday morning in Paris, August 21st, 1911, when a painter arrived to work in the Louvre's Salon Carré. Something seemed off. The small portrait that usually greeted him, a calm smile, soft eyes, that mysterious gaze, was missing. The Mona Lisa was gone.
Twist, twist, twist of fate radio.
At first, no one believed it. Maybe it had been photographed or cleaned. But as hours passed, disbelief turned to panic. Guards locked the doors. Inspectors searched every hall, every stairwell, every crate. And yes, the world's most famous woman had vanished. For days, newspapers screamed, "Louvre humiliated." And "Where is the Mona Lisa?" Police interrogated artists and guards alike, but every lead went nowhere. Behind the chaos, one man quietly disappeared from the museum's memory, a handyman who once helped install protective glass around the paintings. He was an Italian immigrant with a simple plan and fierce patriotism. He believed the Mona Lisa, painted by an Italian, belonged in Italy. So that August morning, he put on the white smock of a museum worker, walked in through a side door, lifted the painting from its hooks, and slipped it under his coat. No alarms, no chase, just one man, one masterpiece, and an open door. For 2 years, the painting remained missing. Rumors spread that American tycoons or secret collectors were hiding it. The Louvre was humiliated. Visitors came just to see the empty space on the wall. Then, in Florence, a curious letter arrived. It was addressed to an art dealer named Alfredo Jarry, who specialized in Renaissance works. The writer, signing only Leonardo, claimed to hold the Mona Lisa and wanted to return her home for a reward. Most would have tossed it aside, but Jarry, suspicious yet intrigued, contacted Giovanni Poggi, director of the Uffizi Gallery. Together, they arranged a meeting. In December 1913, a short man with a mustache arrived at Jarry's gallery, carrying a wooden trunk. Inside, wrapped in cloth, was the Mona Lisa. When Poggi examined the brushwork and the poplar panel, he whispered, "It's her." The man was Vincenzo Perugia, the very worker who had installed her frame. For 2 years, he had hidden the painting in a false-bottom trunk in his Paris apartment, waiting for his moment to act. And here's the twist. It wasn't detectives or Interpol who solved the mystery. It was an ordinary art dealer, a cautious civilian, who followed up on a strange letter. His curiosity, not crime lab science, closed one of history's greatest art cases. When the Mona Lisa finally returned to France, the world cheered. Ironically, the theft that once embarrassed the Louvre made the painting a legend. Before the heist, she was admired. After, she was immortal. Sometimes history turns on small decisions. The letter you open, the hunch you follow, the clue you refuse to ignore. But history, it seems, has a way of repeating itself. In October 2025, more than a century later, the Louvre made headlines again, this time for a daring 7-minute jewel heist in broad daylight. 4 masked thieves used a freight lift to break into the Galerie d'Apollon and vanish with priceless French crown jewels before guards could react. The case remains unsolved, and maybe, just maybe, the next breakthrough won't come from high-tech forensics or security cameras. Maybe it'll come from someone like Alfredo Jarry, a watchful student, a museum worker, a curious visitor who notices what others miss. Because even in a world of lasers and lock codes, human intuition still holds the final key. This has been Twist of Fate Radio. I'm Angela Clark. Until next time, remember, sometimes the smallest choices lead to the biggest consequences. Want to explore more stories like this? Visit twistoffateradio.com. There you can read more details about this story and others like it. Plus, you can submit your own Twist of Fate story to be considered for a future episode. You never know what twist of fate is coming next.